All right, here we go. The three-word game, Week 17. Every game can be described in just 3 words succinctly. Here we go. Philadelphia, Washington, washed football team. 4th straight loss. Taylor Heineke, last 3 games, 0-3, completed 54% of his passes. We told them, you got to have a star quarterback to win in this league. Why'd you waste all offseason? Rams, Ravens, ramming into the playoffs. 5-game winning streak for L.A. Stafford leads the NFL in passer rating in the second half. OBJ, now 5 touchdown catches. This was all about big plays late to Cooper Kupp, here to OBJ. Stafford was 8 for 8 in the fourth quarter. It wasn't always pretty, but Stafford was fantastic when it counted in the second half. Tampa Bay and New York, a premature celebration. Jets coach Robert Saleh, 14-point lead against the Bucs, the biggest Jets lead of the season. And here comes Tom Brady from behind to win. The Jets' 5th loss this year by 1 possession. But they got a little juice. Played pretty well in the last couple of weeks. Miami, Tennessee. TENNE-SEIZE the playoffs. Titans, the number 1 seed in the AFC. They have used 88 different players this year. Almost 40 guys on the IR. Hard to explain how they end. You talk about a team that's overcome and been resilient. That picture is the Tennessee Titans. Jacksonville and New England, Belichick's and balances. Patriots had more rushing attempts than passing attempts. Belichick knows what he has at quarterback. It's the 6th game allowing 10 points or fewer by New England, most in the NFL. So they can throw a little, run a lot, play defense, special teams, all balanced as usual by Belichick in New England. Vegas, Indy, making Madden proud. Former Raider coach, the late, great John Madden. Raiders are the first team to win 9+ games in a single season with multiple head coaches since the 2000 Detroit Lions. And Derek Carr needs just 72 yards passing to pass Rich Gannon for the most passing yards in a season by a Raiders quarterback. His throw to Hunter Renfrow in the 4th was one of his great plays of his career. Kansas City, Cincinnati, the Tiger Kings. First AFC North title for Cincy since 2015. Jamar Chase had more receiving yards than Patrick Mahomes had passing yards. And Burrow's the first quarterback in league history to have 400-plus passing yards, 4 touchdowns, and no picks in back-to-back games. Isn't that crazy? Not even Marino did that. Giants-Bears, a giant embarrassment. Joe Judge gave an impassioned, rambling 11-minute speech after the game saying, this is not a clown show organization. Boy, you set yourself up there. Nobody had said it was. I wouldn't bring it up. By the way, the Giants, back-to-back weeks, it's getting worse before it's getting better. A season low in total yards, 151. By the way, the Giants in that 1 o'clock window every week are the first team to look bad. And they turnover, sack, fumble, they look bad 7 minutes into the 1 o'clock window every week. Atlanta, Buffalo, a slow build. 3rd straight playoff performance. Josh Allen did not play well, some spectacular plays, but he had a career-low 17 passer rating. He had more carries than completions. Weather wasn't great, but as Joy said, you get a lot of ugly with Josh Allen. I will say this for the Bills. They have not punted in back-to-back games. So there's a lot of activity with this offense. There's interceptions, there's touchdowns, there's movement. They are the classic Mike Tyson. That's what we call them. They got the knockout punch. If you're not prepared for them, if you leave yourself vulnerable, they will blow you out fast. But they make a lot of mistakes. Houston, San Francisco, advance with Lance. 6-2 in their last 8. Niners are red hot. Trey Lance moving right here in the video. 116 passer rating, 31 rushing yards. He's a big, strong kid. Got to clean up that delivery. He's got a little bit of a herky-jerkiness to it. but he's got a big arm. He's a big, strong athlete. He can really move. L.A. and Denver, Chargers look electric. Scored on each of their 3 possessions in the second half, excluding the kneel down. Justin Herbert, rocket arm. Does anybody throw it with more velocity? I mean, look at Justin Herbert's deep balls. Most touchdown passes in a single season by any Charger quarterback, and they have a proud tradition. Dan Fouts is a top 10 guy I've ever seen. Phillip Rivers, and they've had great receivers through the years as well. Carolina, New Orleans, there's no rules. As in Matt Rhule, 6 straight loss. Matt Rhule's lost 11 of 13. And Mr. Offensive Guy, the quarterbacking is regressing. All of them are getting worse. Detroit, Seattle. Russ looked right. Seahawks scored on 9 straight drives. Even my sister texts me. She's a Seahawks fan. She's like, that was random. Yes, Marlene, it was. I mean, who knows? Russell had 133 passer rating. You know, it's funny. The Lions, Amon-Ra St. Brown had a good day, but yeah, I'll give the Lions credit. They're not very good, but they make interesting games. They've been in a lot of interesting games. Arizona, Dallas. What was Dak? 3 fumbles. Prescott's 0 for 5 this year when the Cowboys are held under 100 rushing yards. He's become very reliant on the rushing game for the Cowboys. Minnesota, Green Bay, missed Captain Kirk. Kirk Cousins placed on the COVID list on Friday, unvaxxed. What do we tell you? And it surfaced in the biggest game of the year for them. And finally, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Monday Night Football. Big Ben's goodbye. Last home game for Ben. Steelers must win to stay in contention. It is a Hall of Fame career. It has been a little rocky in the last several years, a lot of turbulence, wildly inconsistent, but I do expect him to play with a great deal of passion. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.